It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer made for ASDA. It's their West Coast Pale. And it's coming in at 5.6% ABV. Brewed by Badco Brewing and Distilling. I'm looking forward to this one. Some of the beers that Badco brewed for ASDA have been very, very good. This is a relatively new beer. I think it's been on the shelves for a couple of months now. Without further ado, let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. Nice bit of smoke on the can opening. Beer in the glass. Yeah, Badco, a company that's quite happy to kind of go under the radar, do their own thing, produce beers for ASDA, but generally produce pretty good beer for ASDA. Their stout, their milk stout that they produce for ASDA, when I had it about a year or two ago, terrific, wonderful. I don't know what it's like now, but it was a brilliant beer, and it was £1.20 a can. I think at the time I called it one of the best beers ever for £1.20 a can, if not the best. So I'm hoping for good things here. This was about £1.50 a can. We got a 1 to 2 finger white head. Hazy, slightly hazy even, slow moving carbonation, amber kind of red hue to the beer. Let's get the aroma. Yeah, I mean, it's got a certain West Coast feel to it. There's some grapefruit in there, there's some orange peel. It's not massive, it's not kind of really pungent flying out the glass, but it's definitely there. A little bit of sweet malt in there. Spicy, peppery. It smells okay. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. West Coast Pale. Yeah, that's alright. That's alright. Grapefruit, passion fruit, mango, a little bit of sweet malt coming through, spicy, peppery on the back end. I don't think it's going to blow the minds of some of you more... Like you guys who might have tuned into this video, you don't mind going to your local bottle shop and buying 5 or 6 cans for the weekend, you know, really good beers. I don't think this is going to blow your mind. But for something, if you're on a bit of a budget, if you're getting into craft beer, if you're looking to get into craft beer and you're kind of dipping your toe in the water, then this could be your very first West Coast Pale Ale. So what is a West Coast Pale Ale? I mean, for 5.6% ABV, we're very much pushing into the West Coast IPA territory. Generally, you get a little bit of sweet malt to begin with, lots of kind of orange and mango and grapefruit in the middle, and then a lovely bitter finish on the back end. That is your classic West Coast style of beer. You are getting that. You are getting that, but not as pronounced, not as kind of like up there with the great challengers of the West Coast styles, like Stone Brewing Company. They produce some terrific West Coast IPAs, and a lot of the Australian breweries love brewing West Coast style IPAs. But this, it's more of an entry level West Coast. It's all of the things a West Coast IPA should be, but it's dumbed down a little bit. But that's fine. That's fine. I think if, say, you're used to buying a slab of Carlin for £15 and you turn round to me and said, actually, I want to go and try some craft beer, I think the last thing I would be doing would be sending you after a high-end West Coast IPA, because I think you would about turn after you drank it and go back to drinking your Carlin. because it's just from one flavour extreme to the other. It's a bit like a Lambrini drinker going from Lambrini to a top end white wine. You know, yes, they're both wines, as is Carlin and West Coast IPA beer. But the jump is tremendous. The jump is tremendous, is too much. So a beer like this, a stepping stone beer, a beer that'll maybe help you along in your journey, always has a place for me. Always has a place. Or, as I mentioned earlier, if you're on a budget, if you've been hit by this whole COVID thing and, you know, you found yourself, the purse strings are a little bit tighter than they used to be, no fault of your own, then you could probably get by on this. You could probably get by on this. It's nicely carbonated. Lemon, grapefruit, orange peel. Spiciness, pepperiness, a little bit of sweetness to begin with. The balance of the beer is quite nice. Sweetness to begin with. I've had my blimmin' jab yesterday and I can't stick my... Oh, my arm's hurting. I can do that, look, but I'm a bit... I'm like a... I'm a bit disabled at the moment with this arm. It's hurting. Yeah, it's got a nice balance to it. A nice balance. It's okay. It's okay. What do Badco Brewing and Distilling say about this beer then? West Coast Pale, inspired by bold hoppy beers from the US. A well-hopped earthy pale ale with a fruity kick. Expect big refreshing flavours. This beer is exclusively brewed for ASDA in the UK. It's made by craft brewers for you to enjoy. The beer has been formulated to be refreshing and packaged with the craft beer flavours you know and love. I mean, Badco Brewing and Distilling are not going to openly admit that they've made an entry-level West Coast Pale Ale. They will never do that on the side of the can. But if you were at a beer festival, or if you turned up at their brewery, pardon me, and talked to them about this beer, they would probably openly admit that this is an entry-level West Coast Pale. And it's pretty good for the money, that £1.50 you're paying. Ingredients: water, malted barley, hops and yeast. Please enjoy responsibly. Oh, I'm not going to say that. They're based in North Yorkshire, Dishforth, Airfield, in North Yorkshire. I'm going to rate it West Coast Pale. Picture of the, I don't know if that's the Severn Bridge or if that's the Golden Arch. It's Golden Bridge in America. I don't know. Probably the Severn Bridge across the Bristol Channel there. Right, rating. Yeah, a nice entry-level beer that kicks back quite nicely and is readily available. That's another important thing I've not mentioned. This beer is readily available. You can go to your local ASDA, clear the shelf for that if you want. It's quite enjoyable. It's a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers.